What's up guys, it's the Gem Expert, and today we will be exposing Peter Marco and the false information he's spreading about sapphires and also the false pricing he's advertising. Let's go.
One after the other.
These are natural sapphires, correct?
Yeah, look at the life. Look at the life, guys. It's just incredible.
So
These are millions of dollars.
These are 100% not millions of dollars. I will show you now the real pricing of sapphires. A 12 karat sapphire heated is around 45,000 US dollars in this quality. It's very similar to his stones. What could be priced at $1 million would be this 70 karat unheated royal blue sapphire. Of course the prices differ from quality, but we would say at least $500,000 to $1 million for this type of stone. 160,000 US dollars would get us not only a better color, but also a bigger stone. And yeah. The only type of sapphire in this small size that could be in the millions is actually a cashmere sapphire. The highest quality of cashmere sapphires have a very vivid blue color, and the mines have been actually exhausted since the late 1800s or early 1900s.
How many millions of dollars? I don't know much about sapphires other than these are huge. So not heated or anything like that?
Some of them would be heated, most of them are not,
Okay.
and the cert will indicate that it's a non-heated stone.
What's the difference between heated and non-heated? Do people really care? Does it matter?
People really should care, and I'll tell you know why. The difference is really that the heated stones can also be subjected to further enhancement during the heating process, like flux heating or glass filling. An investment stone will always be a non-heat stone. A just heated stone is still very rare and very expensive.
It doesn't, in my humble opinion, it doesn't. When you radiate a stone and add color, that's a treatment.
Right.
Heating is considered a treatment, but there's no color enhancement.
Now that's 100% wrong. A regular heat treatment without any fluxes added will change the color or even fully change the color. From a green color, for instance, to a blue color. Here is footage of a professional heat treatment laboratory for sapphires.
On Monday, after the blue burn is completed, a good 40 to 45% of these now green sapphires will be a very nice blue. Heats up and cools down how long it stays at temperature. We then have the ability to add particular process gases within the furnace body, which helps influence the color of the stones. This is the actual furnace body itself. The furnace has the ability to go to high enough temperatures that it could physically melt if it was not cooled. In the case of our blue burn, it's going to be a combination of CO2 and hydrogen. If you've ever done ceramics and you're familiar with the glaze, you will know that you can influence the final color through either the oxidation or reduction of a mineral. And that is, in layman's terms, what we're doing within the sapphire as we're heat treating. When we find a stone that exhibits good natural color saturation, we always suggest to the customer that they facet that stone as a natural. Not just because it has a little more value, particularly if it's a larger stone, but because the heat treating is conducted on purpose to change the color. And if the customer likes the color of the stone the way it is, then don't heat treat it, because it will change. The heat treating I do is considered natural within the industry, that we do not add any chemicals or fluxes to influence the color, and that the final color of the stone will, from a scientific perspective, be determined by the natural ratios of primarily iron to titanium within the stone. The vast majority of the rough sapphire here at Gem Mountain is predominantly a green color when it's found. The heat treating process finishes the chemical reaction within the stone to create the darker color saturation that most people prefer within a finished gemstone. On Monday, after the blue burn is completed, a good 40 to 45% of these now green sapphires will be a very nice blue. Here we go. We should see what we got, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're blue.
Nice.
Fairly typical results. Around 45% of the stones are going to come out a spectacular blue color. I know there's always a lot of discussion you know, to heat treat or not to heat treat. In the case of our material here at Gem Mountain, there's just no question at all that the heat treating adds a tremendous amount of value.
So as you saw, that was a professional heat treating laboratory, and they changed the colors completely, sometimes even.
It's more to drive out the impurities, more.
You can clearly tell that he has no clue about color gemstones, because it's about the color and not the clarity of the stone, okay? The clarity enhancement is a byproduct of the color enhancement during the heating process. And it's not really desirable to have a color gemstone that is clearer after the heating, because it is not really clearer. When you look into a heated color gemstone, you will realize, especially with sapphire, that the inside of the stone is basically burned out, and you still have residue chemical structures that are present that make the stone appear a little bit milky. So it's not really there to increase the clarity.
In some cases it does increase the color, but it's not like you're adding color or radiating it. It's still.
Now, the radiation of diamonds is a whole nother topic, but you probably have more control over the radiation process than the heating process of sapphires.
Interesting.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, and something like this is literally in the millions.
Man, I would stand next to that guy. I would literally say, get the fuck out of here. And they would turn the cameras off and get me out of the jewelry store, basically, you know, because you cannot lie like that, man. You cannot, come on, man, what the fuck, for one tiny sapphire, millions? What are you talking about? Like,
how many millions?
Multiple millions.
That's all you need to know.
You just want to say.
Yeah,
that means
really,
a lot, guys.
Really expensive.
Means a lot.
You know,
And
yellow
is
necklace.
any of these better than others? I mean,
darker. As I said, you want it to be full of life, and you want no color banning or zoning. What that means is when it's a large stone especially, it could be darker in certain areas and lighter. That's called zoning or banning. And the GIA will say that on the cert. They'll say color distribution even throughout the.
no, actually, the GIA doesn't even tell you about the color of the sapphire. They will definitely not tell you about the color distribution of the sapphire, okay? 100% not in any GIA certificate.
rubellites. What is
Yeah.
a rubelite?
It's in the semi-precious family, but it's not semi-precious in the sense of the value.
So it's
What the fuck is he talking about? There is no semi-precious gemstone in the world, okay? A power tourmaline is one of the most expensive gemstones, and he would call it a semi-precious gemstone? Are you serious?
not a ruby.
Not
It's like a
ruby.
diet ruby.
A diet ruby.
Yeah.
But it's a real
Yes.
stone, as in a
Yeah.
semi-precious stone.
Oh,
Semi-precious stone. Oh.